Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I will explain the sixth article in the task of annotated bibliography. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Aswinata Rajana. My student number is 037. The first slide is introduction. Teaching writing in English can be more frightening for developing countries that make English a foreign language because it not only combines element of creativity and will, but also element of linguistics that have been learned. Jeremy Harmer said that a teacher must be able to teach students to write in English. In teaching writing, there are many ways or strategies that can be used to improve students' skill in writing. Teaching strategy refers to the method used to help students learn the desired course content and can develop goals that can be achieved. This strategy is intended to facilitate teachers in teaching writing and facilitate students in learning to write. Then there is this question about what is the teacher's strategy to teach writing skill. And the first article from Harahap, the purpose of this article is to reduce teacher concern about student narrative text writing skills which are supported by using Jigsaw technique. Jigsaw is a cooperative learning technique where students learn in group and build interaction between students. This technique was applied to writing narrative text. Narrative text is an imaginary story that was built with the aim of entertaining. The researcher is focused on grade 6 students in English classes with narrative text writing material. The author used qualitative and quantitative data. The result of the study proved that there is a significant relationship with student learning outcome from 56.25% to 93.75%. This shows that the jigsaw technique is very influential in student writing skill. So this article is perfect to teachers who want to improve their student writing skill with jigsaw technique. And the second article from Aminatun, this article examines the use of play strategies in improving paragraph writing skill. According to Hatton's assumption, writing skills are complex and sometimes difficult to teach. So in learning to write, it is necessary to need development in an efficient and effective writing process. However, students often make mistakes in arranging their ideas in paragraph or text form. Researchers use qualitative and quantitative data collection. In the article written, the researcher used two comparisons to obtain data, namely play strategy and guided writing strategy. Data from the summary of ANOVA produced score with average 59.64 and 67.46. From the result of this study, it is proven it can be concluded that play strategies are more effective in writing. For students with weak knowledge, it is recommended to use this strategy so that student writing skill improve. Play strategy will direct students to become independent learner. It is also recommended that students use this strategy when they write any type of text, such as article, paper, or stories. And the third article from Wibowo, in this modern area, educational technique must be changed from conventional education to education with modern media. Teachers must be able to adopt new technologies where modern media can facilitate students to explore their abilities in the teaching learning process. Then this research was conducted to prove that Edmodo, which as a modern media, can be applied in the learning process to improve writing skill. Edmodo is a digital platform for students with online discussion, coping with technological development problems, independent study, and is able to improve student abilities through an active learning process and online discussion and assignment. The method in this article use qualitative data and quantitative data. This data was obtained from the first semester student. This study was divided into two cycles. In the first cycle, student got a score 68.5 and in the second cycle, student got a score of 76.67. From the score, it can be concluded that researchers can conclude with Edmodo application, able to find that the value of student writing which increased significantly. And the fourth article from Melia Sari. This article aims to determine the effectiveness of the use of the picture-board inductive model strategy in learning writing as seen from student interest. And the lack of student involvement in writing makes the teacher must be able to create a supportive situation to provide opportunities and stimulate students, especially in attracting student interest in writing. Implementation of the picture-board inductive model can be an option to attract student interest in writing. The picture-board inductive model is a process facilitated by the teacher in which the teacher leads the children to find words from a picture, increase the number of words in looking around and writing vocabulary, formulating phonetic and structural principles, and finally applying observation and analysis of logical thinking to their writing. The study used qualitative research method that focused this research on methods to the experience. According to the result of the data that show the interest of students that have average score 78.77 and 74.54, it can be concluded that picture-word inductive model is more effective than writing control strategy for teaching writing. And fifth article, the purpose of this research is to find out whether there is a positive effect the application of YouTube video on the writing skill. The use of modern media also needs to be implemented in the process of learning to write narrative text, such as the use of YouTube. This research method uses a quantitative approach to collect and analyze data to show the result of research. There are two groups in the study, the experimental group and the control group. From the research data, the average score of the control group was 65 and average score of the experimental group was 75. It was concluded that students were very motivated in learning to write, especially narrative text, because of the YouTube video application in class. And the sixth article from Putri. This purpose of this article is the use of story pyramid strategy in teaching writing narrative text for high school. Story pyramid strategy is a pre-writing activity that illustrates important information from stories such as the main character, main setting, and even in the storyline. Application of story pyramid strategy in first grade high school with pre-teaching, while/slash teaching, and post-teaching. This article does not yet have the result of concept testing data, so that this strategy can be implemented in the process of learning to writing narrative text. So the teacher must be more creative in determining the strategies that can be used in the process of learning writing. And the last slide is conclusion. The overall goal of this research is to find strategies that can be used in teaching writing and attract student interest in writing, such as writing paragraph or narrative text. Many strategies that teacher can use in teaching, such as jigsaw strategy, picture-word inductive model, and story pyramid strategy. The use of modern media in teaching strategies can also be implemented, such as the use of modern learning media with YouTube and Edmodo. So, it can be concluded the use of strategy can help students teach writing and be able to attract student interest in writing skill. However, the teacher must also be able to look for reference on the use of other strategies in writing, because the more strategies used in teaching writing, the more it can improve student writing skill. So that's all from me. Thank you very much, and I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.